Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Force here yet again with some more StarCraft 2 commentary. Today's game is going to be between BabyKnight and Lalush. This is going to be a Protoss versus Zerg, BabyKnight versus Lalush here on the map Entombed Valley. And it is a weekend, it is Sunday, and I am oh so happy to be doing some SC2 commentary. Is that sad? Yes, kind of, but still, it makes me so happy, so let me do it. Leave me be. Alright, let's start off the game with some player information. Starting up here in the upper left-hand spawn position is our red Zerg player Lalush, currently the number 2 ranked master in his division according to SC2ranks.com, with 17 wins and 12 losses, putting him at a 58.62% win ratio. His opponent over here in the lower right-hand spawn position is our blue Protoss player BabyKnight, currently the number 1 ranked master in his division with 40 wins and 43 losses. So actually more losses than wins at the moment, giving him a 48.19% win ratio. And that is some recent player information, ladder information here for both these players, skipping out on the tournament info this time. Very notable here early on, BabyKnight is not going for the very popular Forge Fast expand here in this matchup. That's a build that you see quite often, but again, as you can see, BabyKnight opening up with some one base play and starting nice and close there with that pylon right to the Nexus. Allowed him to get straight back to mining to get a little bit of a mineral edge early on. He can also try to go for that SimCity build inside of his main, although I should expect him to do a wall off at some point, though. Definitely want to wall off one of those frontal ramps there. Probe Scout now moving out. We'll be checking the lower left-hand spawn position, again here in Entombed Valley, just going in far enough to see that creep. Doesn't need to go any further than that, and then decides to pull back. Actually went a little further than necessary there. Now we got a little bypass here. Are they going to catch each other? He spots the Overlord. He spots the probe, so there you go. Lalush able to scout out that scouting probe, and BabyKnight, in spotting that Overlord, is going to now know that Lalush is up here in the upper left-hand position. Really no need for him to check that upper right, because with the Overlord coming down from that spawn, that pretty much tells him exactly where it was. I am really surprised, though, that this Overlord is not continuing to scout out and move across here. Really surprised. There you go. Finally, Lalush grabs that and continues to move out with him. We did see a pool first here from Lalush. Hatchery about halfway finished right now. And we do have those first 2 Zerglings, first 4 Zerglings actually coming through. First 2 now popping, 2 more coming out in just a moment. Besides that, droning up. That is going to force the probe of BabyKnight back, and now unfortunately for BabyKnight, doesn't have the opportunity to hide this for secondary scouting. A lot of times, if you can get away from those lings, if you can leave the base before those do pop, you're actually able to hide your probe somewhere and pull him on in later on for some secondary scouting to check to see if there's a Roach Warren, Baneling Nest, to check and confirm that the expansion is placed down and not canceled, and all sorts of stuff like that. But again, not going to happen this time here for BabyKnight, as he is forced all the way back to the main. Now we do have 1 Stalker in play, a Sentry following it up. Warp Gate Research also coming out here for BabyKnight, and it looks like he's going to be dropping an expansion. There it is, so Nexus gets placed down there. Stalker chasing those Zerglings. At the moment, they both do have the same speed there, and actually able to engage that Overlord in the center of the map. That is going to force these Zerglings back. Lalush trying to save that Overlord. Going to sacrifice the Zergling as a result. Doing what he can. Now he's going to be safe once he gets it up there to the high ground, but he's already lost 1 Zergling, and looks like a second one is about to be lost as well. There it is. BabyKnight getting a little bit of early damage. There's a 3rd Zergling. Lalush is going to need to hightail it back home right now. He does actually have 2 Overlords right here, so this is going to force some more units. Is he just going to rely on the Queen here? Queen's very strong now that he doesn't have to go all the way to melee range since that most recent upgrade. So able to engage that Stalker and force it back a little bit, plus that Zergling. A little bit of micro. He's going to lose the Zergling. Loses another. This Stalker is a total baller with 4 kills already. Is this going to be number 5? Yes! Wow. That might seem small, but that is significant early on. 5 units killed, 1 Overlord and 4 Zerglings for a total loss of 200 resources for Lalush. That is unreal that Lalush took that many losses this early in the game. That's absolutely nuts. Back over here for Lalush, we do have Metabolic Boost coming out, and it did actually decide to move out towards the center of the map again, as we can see the Stalker pulled all the way back. That is just unreal, though. That Stalker is a complete baller. Currently a mentor rank. He can teach someone something. Hallucination research coming out right now here for our buddy BabyKnight. No weapon upgrades at the moment. He's going to be coming out with some cannons, though, maybe for some front defense. We'll have to see what he decides to do with that. I just expect since this forge is out, it's got to be put to use. There we go. So a cannon plus the weapons level 1 upgrade now coming through. Also, Lalush is coming out with his third base here. Does have a Roach Warren plus a layer coming out as well. And here is the evolution chamber. Going to allow for upgrades as well as, of course, spore crawlers to be put into play. So really not sure that BabyKnight's going to be moving out anytime soon. You can see he is so incredibly sentry heavy. And once this hallucination research comes out, we are going to expect to see some phoenixes, and there they are. Hallucinated phoenixes. Why are we expecting this? Amazing scouting with these. Just using up some energy cost there from the sentries, and you get some beautiful... I mean, he's going to get a absolute 100% full scout of his opponent. He's going to know exactly what's going on. And it's pretty much of no cost to him. Sure, if there's an engagement anytime soon, then those sentries are not full on energy, and that means they can, of course, drop less force fields, less guardian shields, and all that stuff. But if there's no engagement anytime soon, this pretty much costs him nothing but the cost of the hallucination research, and he can continuously have eyes on what his opponent is doing. We do have a Zealot moving out, also now working down these destructible rocks as he works to make his way into the third base. Take a look at his vision here. He has lost all those phoenixes for now. I believe their time did dissipate, but still, wait another 30 seconds, bring out another 2, even just 1 at a time. Plenty of scouting to be had. Zealot will be now forced back as Roaches move forward to take the center of the map. Now that Zealot does have 1 kill, so I'm assuming he grabbed a Zergling that was sitting at the tower, and as such, Lalush responded there with those few Roaches. Now we will need to see a frontal wall off here of sorts, probably a few gateways with a couple of cannons behind it for support. A few more sentries now moving out for some scouting. Hopefully he checks that center Zelnaga tower just to see that there's an accumulating force right now of Roaches and Speedlings. Now we do have that Roach Speed, the Glob Reconstitution, plus the Zerg Ground Carapace upgrade level 1. 12 drones also, as he's droning up very hard to try to saturate this third. There are the 2 gateways, plus 2 cannons, plus 1 cannon. Did I call it or what? It's so effective right there in that position, so really no reason for that not to happen. Phoenix chilling out over here doing nothing. These are actually just forward scouts. Very cool. So he's just seeing with these 2 if there's a push coming and from what angle. Right now, though, we are seeing Lalush work down these rocks, and then we'll plan to work down these rocks as well. So that's going to be, of course, for future use. Spire coming out, which is going to be scouted right now by the Phoenix. Yes, it is. Scouts that Spire. So right now, BabyKnight should be aware that that is coming through. Nexus is done. We're going to saturate that. Armor level 1, also coming out with some Immortals, plus a Twilight Council right now. Now, did we see an Observer? No, we did not. So no Observers with that Robotics. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to get some just in case, though. Now, again, we are seeing Roaches here from Lalush, so there could, of course, be Burrowed Roach action, and that is something that he would like to prepare for if at all possible. Phoenix continuing to scout things out here. Ends up getting taken out there by the Queen. Again, that was just a hallucinated Phoenix, so no real big loss there. A few Roaches and Speedlings chilling out back over here. Also have an Overlord right up here and a Speedling, scouting Speedling at this position to see if BabyKnight does push out towards the center of the map. Phoenix is now looking for kind of outlying expansions. They're just trying to see if there's anything hidden, and look at that. Happens to find one right there. 2 bases getting taken right now by Lalush. He's working to try to get 5 hatches in play. Now again, back over here, BabyKnight, he's still just chilling out. He does have Blink Research coming out. Weapons level 2, plus a Templar Archives. High Templar and Archons should be coming out of that. Wow, Lalush, he is just crazy mass expanding right now. Getting a bit greedy, I must say, but again, it looks like BabyKnight's not pushing out anytime soon, so Lalush has this opportunity. Take a quick look at the army size. BabyKnight's actually behind right now. Lalush, some strong macro. 77 probes as opposed to 84 drones. Mutalisk now in play here. So really, all BabyKnights, I mean, BabyKnight had a very impressive Stalker early on, but besides that, this game, he's just been doing some scouting, and again, we're just seeing some crazy macro here from Lalush. Really unbelievable. He's coming up right now. Carapace level 2, Flyer attacks level 1. We have these mutas right here. Those are getting ready to engage, and here they go. Moving now into this position. Some Blink Stalkers. Really not enough to force them back at the moment, though. We're going to need to see some more Stalkers, or those sentries move down to engage. Speaking of that, sentries moving down to engage. Guardian Shield really cuts back on the muted damage, especially with no weapons upgrades for them, so really not a lot that they can do at that point. We do have the Psionic Storm research coming out here for BabyKnight, so he's going to be planning to sit with some High Templar here. Throwing that into the mix. I am just so impressed, though, with the Lalush's macro. Again, this is unfortunately not a lot of action here in the past 5 or 10 minutes or so. For most of the game, really, it hasn't been a ton of action. We do have 19 Mutalisks in play. We're going to be seeing a very, very Muta-heavy force here. 6 more Mutalisks coming out, too. That is a lot of Mutalisks. So we're going to be seeing pretty much a large focus on Mutalisks here for Lalush, at least on the early to middle stages of the game. And that is, of course, going to help explain why he does have so many bases right now, because the biggest thing that you're going to run into when it comes to an issue here with going Muta heavy is Vespene. He will start to run low on Vespene. So even if he doesn't plan to fully saturate the mineral line over here, just getting those extractors up and running is going to help him out tremendously. Also transitioning into Infestors. Does have a few Spine Crawlers to some defense right over there. Still nothing doing here for BabyKnight, though. Playing very, very passively. I want to get a Muta count here. 31 Mutalisks, 14 Roaches, 17 Zerglings. We have 7 High Templar in play, 22 Stalkers, so pretty Stalker heavy here for BabyKnight. BabyKnight blinking forward, but again, not enough, really. Once you get that Death Cloud of Mutas, it's really, really... Oh, look at the Storms! That is going to force those Mutas back, that's for sure. Ended up losing a few. Didn't lose a ton, though. Amazing creep spread here by Lalush as well. BabyKnight, I think he's possibly planning to take a 4th sometime. You either need to take a 4th or push out. One or the other needs to happen. Again, this is problematic right now for BabyKnight. I'm a little bit concerned. For one, he doesn't know about this base. It's not doing anything besides providing extra larva for quicker units. There we go. So finally an extractor coming down. So he's going to plan to utilize the Vespene over there. And BabyKnight now also taking expansion. Looks like we are going to continue to see fairly passive play here from both these players as they continue to focus on macro, getting upgrades. We have weapons level 3 coming out here for BabyKnight. Also upgrades, as you can see, flyer attack level 2, melee level 2, range level 1, storm! Force back those mutas. Oh, beautiful! Absolutely beautiful feedbacks there on those infestors, forcing them back. However, BabyKnight cancels that expansion. And with not enough energy, he was actually forced to turn those High Templar into Archons to try to make use of that. But now these Mutas are going to try to hit the 3rd. This really isn't the best position, though, because we've got some beautiful defense there with Blink Stalkers plus those High Templar. Lalush now going to continue to try to delay this expansion from going up. BabyKnight seems fairly well defended, but Lalush just trying to poke and prod here wherever he can. More High Templar getting warped in. There's somewhere. We also have this Stargate in play, although I don't think any use has come out of that. No, it hasn't. Not yet, at least. 6 cannons coming up at this expansion as BabyKnight, again, plans to continue to play passively. Fleet Beacon coming into play. We're going to see some carriers. That's quite possible. Another Spire coming out. Lalush is going to work up into a Greater Spire, most likely, and then continue to work up those upgrades out of both of those. Also a Hydra Den coming out, and another Hatchery. So we have another base getting placed down over here. Push coming out right now for Lalush. Again, BabyKnight continues to just do nothing but sit in his base, and again, major concern with that. Feedback on the Infestor. Another feedback on the Infestor. He needs to be careful with that. Try to keep them out of the range of those High Templar. Oh, another feedback. We're seeing some really great feedbacks here. Pretty decent defense. Also a force field wall. Fungal Growth doing a lot of damage. Still have a few Mutas back here. Blink Stalkers moving forward. They're going to take out the rest of those Infestors. Oh, Lalush just lost a lot there. Is BabyKnight going to counter right now? Is now the time? Seize the moment. Again, I don't think he knows. How does he? He's got the Scouting Phoenixes moving everywhere for most of the game, but still doesn't know about this expansion. That kills me. I mean, he's got free reign to take that right now if he wanted to, but it looks like that's not going to be happening. Now he's moving across the map with an observer with his forces, so allowing him to take out a few of those creep tumors. We still do have this one, which is going to continue to encroach there on the natural expansion. Oh, never mind. There we go. Finally taking that out. A few changelings moving forward. Those will get quickly taken out. Heavy Hydra switch here from Lalush. Lots of Hydras, also Infestors. This could work very well. Hydra's going to do very well against those Stalkers. Needs to be careful not to be too clumped up, though. Oh boy, there's the Storm. That's a concern right there. Sonic Storm very good against those light units. Hydralisk being a light unit makes it problematic. Mothership is coming through. There it is. See, I thought carrier just because that Stargate was in play, but it looks like that is not the case. We will be seeing a mothership that is getting built right over here. Chrono boosted out of that Nexus. There's the push on this expansion. He's gonna get it. So BabyKnight playing passively for most of the game, now starting to make his move and do a lot of damage. Big storm on the Hydras. Look at the just pile of corpses there. And after taking out the expansion, BabyKnight decides to push back. Something else I'd like to see from BabyKnight though is some more prism drops. I think that'd be amazing right now, especially with Lalush having a bulk of his army in the center of the map and continue to push. Get a couple drops over here with some zealots. Could be very, very effective. Another push coming out here for Lalush as he's making his way towards the 4th of BabyKnight. BabyKnight just about finished with that. Mothership's gonna pop. There it is. Mothership in play. And again, Lalush losing tons of infestors. Does he not have, he does not have burrow researched. What the heck? Lalush? Oh, that just kills me. Even though there's an observer there, and if you burrowed, it would get spotted. Burrow them, split them up in multiple directions, something like that. Make it a little more difficult, at least. I am perplexed that we have no burrow research here from Lalush. Now he is up to Hive Tech, which is allowing him to work his way into those 3/3 upgrades if he so desires. We do have a 5th base coming out here for BabyKnight in this position. Does have a nice clear avenue up into that from his 4th, which is where a bulk of his army is sitting right now. Bunch of stalkers coming out. BabyKnight gonna continue to stay stalker heavy, and he can't even see half this. Now the fungal does help because it removes cloak. Taking storm damage. Oh, Lalush. Ouch. That engagement did not go too well for him. Let's take a look at those resources lost. Lalush is tremendously behind. That is terrible. He is so far behind right now in terms of resources lost this game. That is unreal. Now also, with that said, he has had a huge resource advantage for a long time with so many more bases than his opponent. But still, starting to struggle right now, very low. He's also coming out with a lot. I think just a bunch of stuff also popped. Yeah, a bunch of roaches and festers and hydras over there. BabyKnight's going to continue to make his way across the map. Now, are we seeing any corruptors to deal with that mothership? No, he doesn't absolutely need it, but it does help. Fungal growth could do pretty well for him as well. There's some fungal roaches and hydras moving down to engage. We're going to see some more storms again against those hydras. A lot of damage. Stalker's blinking forward as BabyKnight tries to chase down Lalush. Speedling's coming down for... Oh, they just get torn apart by Storm. BabyKnight being a complete baller here in the center of the map. And now BabyKnight is going to continue his push. Now he's going to start hitting some of these bases. Now would be the time. Looks like he may do that right now. There we go. Continues to make his push. Mothership is going to join the fun too. Lalush needs to start doing something. He is really going to start hurting right now. Again, he continues to be incredibly far behind this game in terms of the amount of resources he has lost. Roaches moving forward with those infestors. Need to see, he doesn't have enough energy to fungal. So again, this base got taken out. Has also this base up here, which would be a pretty easy pickings for him. Lalush trying to delay this here, but there's really not much he can do. He hardly has a force to deal with this army. And we're going to see just a small splinter of the main force of BabyKnight move down over here and take out this expansion. Just a few blink stalkers. He says that's enough. He does have the 2/3 upgrades. Also, one shield with a shield level 2 coming through right now. Now again, we do have this base over here. Tons of cannons for defense. Also a few gateways coming through. Lalush really starting to struggle. Loses this base now to that small blink stalker force. As drones will be trying to force their way through, but they're going to be walking again into a force right over here, and this is again really not looking good. BabyKnight continues to make his push. We have a few more infestors and speedlings coming through. Just a couple spines, really not too much for BabyKnight to worry about. BabyKnight's actually moving back to the center of the map. Take a quick look here. I want to see the number of workers killed. BabyKnight has killed off 34 workers. That's going to be between this base loss, and then this one over here as well. We also have, excuse me, a 6th base coming out. little bit of a frog in my throat there. We've got a 6th base coming out over here for BabyKnight, so long as he gets some cannons up. Yeah, those speedlings just walked right by it. That's embarrassing. Push from BabyKnight is going to take out Lalush's base again, and this is just unreal. Storm shredding through the drone count. Lalush really needs to do something. He's struggling, man. He is struggling. BabyKnight just one base at a time has been tearing Lalush apart. Oh man, resources lost tab. Look at that. Wow, haven't seen recall used in the longest time. BabyKnight recalls back to his base to defend against Lalush's counter push. Are you kidding me? BabyKnight with control of the center of the Zelnaga Tower was able to spot the attempted counterattack here from Lalush. Mass recall his entire force back to the mothership sitting at home for defense, and subsequently defend and stop Lalush from doing any counter damage. Unreal. BabyKnight meets up with the rest of his force here. Got 17 roaches coming out right now. Taking a quick look at the income tab. BabyKnight sitting at an advantage. Both minerals and gas being mined right now. Fungal growth allowing those roaches to get up close. I don't know though. BabyKnight looks to be in a good spot here. Mothership. You know the thing is too, Lalush really hasn't had the greatest response for this mothership. Now once more, I repeat myself. Fungal growth does decloak those units, but I mean, oh gosh, it'd be so nice if he just had something else. Some corruptors, man. That would be great. Put some corruption on that mothership, quickly take it out. But again, he's had a major problem with that. Just some beautiful play this game. Really, really unbelievable by BabyKnight. BabyKnight now moving out with a few zealots. Going to be trying to hit that expansion again. Big storms once more. Lalush having trouble with that, taking some pretty massive damage. This hefty Blink Stalker force plus these Archons and Immortals are going to mop up the rest of this. We got these zealots moving up to harass and force Lalush to move back with some forces to deal with that, and loses everything in the center of the map. Here comes the push. Those zealots doing some damage to one of the few heavy mining bases left for Lalush. We've got this base now up and running here for BabyKnight. That base is heavily saturated. Taking a look at the income tab. BabyKnight at a strong advantage. Lalush just leaves the game, and that is it. Unreal. Alright, my friends, that does it here in this game between BabyKnight and Lalush. And I have to say, I was really early on looking at what Lalush was doing. Mass expanding, huge macro advantage. I really thought that he was going to have this game, but BabyKnight, well played, my friend. After kind of turtling up for a while and eventually deciding to push out with his nice mix of units, pretty much sitting Blink Stalker heavy. Also, some great utilization of that mothership. Did a phenomenal job. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this commentary between BabyKnight and Lalush. Stay tuned in the future for more SC2 commentary, gaming news, and coverage. And as always, if you like the content, please subscribe, keep watching, and keep owning.